That's nice, whatever music in the background. Anyway, I wanted to do a little walkie talkie today. Again, the weather is actually fantastic. Quite like it. So, the reason I haven't done a walkie talkie or bussy wussy or whatever in possibly about 3-4 days, it's because there's been so much change in recent times. There's been a lot of change actually recently, especially on the Humza useless situation. But I think the biggest one we need to talk about is let's say SNP and the Scottish Green Party have had a wee shaggers turf, and put it that way, they are completely separate now, and the SNP are a minority government. A minority government, to be honest, not the biggest surprise. I knew it was going to be happening because the support for independence stuff in the SNP has been sinking like a stone, and the lift cables have really pretty much snapped when it was clear financial impropriety has been going on. Peter Murrow, Nicola Sturgeon, salty sex offender Salmon, yeah, all these things, and then Humza useless and his abhorrent hate crime speech law, which actually, you see, when you look at it through a lot of set of eyes, that's not a hate crime law, that is an offensive communications law. We've already got an offensive communications law out there, but you know, Humza wanted to do it to make himself look a wee bit less than useless, like the word useful. But this is just actually this is just basically pile drived Police Scotland into the ground, and basic things like, you know, a shopkeeper wanted to report a theft of vodka, unfortunately will not get looked at for a multiple of days, and if there's no CCTV, the case closes quicker than it can open. So there we have it. Now, there's an interesting caveat I'm about to talk about, and it's the motion of no confidence. Right, and yeah, Douglas Ross from the Conservative Scotland talked about it. Somebody for the Labour Party, I think it's Anna Sawar, and there's more starting to poke their heads above the parapet and talk about no motion, or a motion of no confidence. That sounds pretty good, yeah, because Humza has proven himself to be completely useless on all matters regarding Scotland. We're not exclusively talking about the hate crime law, although that is absolutely defunct and useless. Yeah, and more people are starting to raise their head, and to be honest, I think we do need some new blood. And I'm not talking about younger blood here, I'm talking about newer blood into the Scottish Parliament, because what we've had so far has hurt us every time. Even Salmon hurt us. He was about as useful as a chocolate fireguard when it comes to Sturgeon. Well, she was on the surface looking absolutely fantastic, but when you took the back off the washing machine, it was all fucked. BER, beyond economical repair. Humza, you don't even need to take the front or the back off the washing machine in the metaphor. He told everyone he was fucked, biased, and not fit for service. Right? And an interesting thing I watched on the telly before I end this walkie talkie was the fact that Humza useless scooted himself up to Dundee, not on an electric scooter. I wouldn't give him one of mine, but anyway, he got transported up to Dundee. I can't mind the starting point was at Edinburgh or Glasgow, that's beside the point, but he went up to Dundee, a city that has been absolutely fucking wrecked with a heroin crisis. I'm surprised he had the gall to choose to go up there to talk about new housing. Was it new build housing of all fucking things? I don't think new build housing's really high on the whole city of Dundee's list of needs. I think it's pretty low down on the immediacy. I know Dundee, like any city, needs new housing. Glasgow needs new housing. But, again, beside the point. But I went up there, and what I seen, and the camera must have turned on a little bit too early, because somebody, let's say Caucasian, was going to give him a bottle of water. He went to take it and then put it back in their hand. Now, if anyone else watched this, tell me what you think, but I think there's a slight smell of racism about there, because somebody was obviously gifting him a bottle of water to cure his thirst, or get him prepared for speaking in front of a camera, which he'd give a reach of potentially 50 million. But no, he just put it back in their hand. And it's not the first time that Hamza Useless has showed anger or hatred towards the Caucasian occasion, and cutting people off mid-speech, running over somebody. That's a description of when someone's talking. He just interjects in with his own topic. It's not even connected to the situation. I've seen the way he gives these dirty growler looks, and if someone's maybe speaking, I seen one that was in the debating chamber up in Edinburgh, where somebody was talking about something, and you could tell he was starting to get quite impatient with this Caucasian person, and he was shaking his head and full dirty looks prior to it. And again, guess what? He cut the person off midway through the speech. Normally the mic system in the Parliament building has the ultimate power to cut people off and turn people on and stuff like that, but his voice is loud enough like mine, and God, I know that by all the years of abuse. But anyway, it didn't really matter if mics were turned on and off, because Hamza and the other person was not that far separate by each other, and the person looked absolutely raging that he did that. But I think now, Hamza was actually asked, was he going to be handing himself in with regard to his emotional no confidence? He said, absolutely not, I'm here. But the thing is, there's a difference between I'm here and the whole political platform goes, no, get him out, he's embarrassing us. It's a bit like the last person at a party, right? He'd be the first person to get pished, and he'd be the last one to get out, and it actually takes two people to lift him off the chair and take him down the set of stairs and put him outside. That's the kind of person Hamza is. But anyway, these interesting tidbits. I'm sure I'll be actually back on the video to talk a bit more, but I do sincerely hope Hamza goes. Clearly, one, he's unelected. Two, he's unfit for the job. 3, he's biased. 4, he's got some kind of strange anger towards a Caucasian which I don't understand, because we all, it doesn't matter if we're black or white or anything, we all have to breathe the same air, drink the same water and do the same shites as each other. So to make another person's life hellish is a purest utter shite bag manoeuvre, because we are going to have to sit beside each other after the shite bag manoeuvre is actually done and dusted. It doesn't matter who you're a shite bag about to, right? But ultimately, you could be a shite bag towards someone, and you will eventually have to meet them in the flesh one day, and that's just that. So with that in mind, I want to say happy Friday. I hope you all have a good weekend, and you'll probably see me sooner than later.